Live cybersecurity, information security, strategic, and architecture. Good night. Today we are going to dig into a concept that is solid critical to modern technology under the framework of word live. We will analyze why cybersecurity is no longer an afterthought or a quick fix, but rather the structural foundation of any modern software system. My name is Pablo Olguin Rodriguez. I'm system engineering student at the UNAD University. Within the school ECBTI, my course code is 202016905. Let's start with the basics. The CIA track confidentiality, integrity, availability. When we discuss information security, people often think security is just about installing a good antivirus or setting out firewall, but it runs much deeper. It's about guaranteeing three fundamental properties over data. First, confidentiality. Confidentiality. Ensuring that only authorized users can view sensitive information. Second, integrity, guaranteeing that data is not malicious, altered in transit. Validating using cryptography, signatures, and hashes. Third, availability, making sure that speed server failures or attacks or system remain online and ready to operate. Is even one of these three pillars fails, then entire security structures collapse. Why security matters? Now, why is this topic so much more urgent today than it was 10 years ago? It comes down to three major shifts in our environment. First, we live in an era of hyperconnectivity. With the rise of the Internet of Things (IoT) and cloud computing, our attack surface has grown exponentially. There are millions of new entry points for attackers. Second, we face massive compliance risks. Global data protection laws are incredibly strict, and a single security breach can bankrupt a company through heavy fines. And finally, why call trust capital? In today's market, if users don't trust how you handle their data, they will simply uninstall your app and move to a competitor. Chi-Lev philosophy, security development life cycle. To solve this problem, software engineering has had to evolve, leading us to what we call the shift-left philosophy. What does this mean in practice? Traditionally, security was evaluated at the very end of the cycle, right before the software went live. which was a critical mistake. She left demands that we integrate security from the very beginning of the software development lifecycle, starting during architectural design and early coding. Security must be preventive, not reactive. Economic of prevention. This shift is backed by an undeniable financial reality: the economics of prevention. Industry data is very clear. Fixing a security vulnerability when software is already in production can be up to 100 times more expensive than detecting and resolving during the technical design phase. Therefore, therefore, secure development is not necessary or a waste of resources. It is a strategic financial decision to protect an organization's bottom line. Standards: ISO IEC 27001. To structure this for formally, they align with international governance standards. The gold standard is ISO EAC. This standard provides a comprehensive roadmap to design, implement, and continuous improve what we call an information security management system. By adopting ISO, a company stops reacting chaotically to incidents and instead adopts a proactive posture based on systematic risk management. The NIST framework will also his of the organizational framework, the NIST cybersecurity framework. This security into five core functions that operate as a continuous cycle. First, we must identify our assets and risks. Second, implement safeguards to protect them, but since absolute security don't exist, the third step is having tools to immediately detect anomalies. Four, if a breach occurs, we must respond quickly and precisely to contain it. And finally, this fifth step is to recover control and restore normal business operation with minimal impact. Vulnerability landscape. Now that we understand these protect frameworks, we need to look closely at developer trenches. What real threats are they facing daily? To navigate these landscapes, the industry relies on the global standard, the OWASP Top 10. This project contains tracks and compiles the most critical and exploitable